Welcome to Supercharging Business Success. I'm Bill Prater. Our mission is to provide you with provocative, timely, and actionable resources that you can put into effect right away to help you on your quest to growing your business into something extraordinary. Today's episode is the secret to effective delegation with Mads Singers. Now, Mads has got 10 years experience in the corporate world with companies like Xerox and IBM, more than 7 years experience coaching and consulting online entrepreneurs. He's also spoken at many large events such as CM SEO, TiCon, DCBKK, and DMSS Valley, SEO Spring Training, and the Survive and Thrive e-commerce Summit. Mads currently owns and runs 3 companies, managing more than 100 people all told. He doesn't just talk the talk, he walks the walk. As well as being a management expert, Mads is also an expert on growing and scaling an online business. He's widely known as one of the industry experts in the DISC methodology, which is a cornerstone in his management philosophy, and he shares his knowledge through the effective mastery and community. Mads, thanks for being here.
My pleasure, Bill. I'm excited for today.
Yeah, I am too. And I know you're all set for our 7 questions. And so I'm going to fire into them. Here we go. I've got the timer going. We got 6 minutes, 53 seconds to go. Mads, I know a little bit about it, but our audience doesn't. Who's your ideal client?
Generally online business owners, and that's pretty broad, but really I work with online business owners in any industry, really.
All over the planet, I know.
All over the planet as well, yeah.
So what's the problem, Mads, that they have that you identify and solve for them?
Generally, at a large scale, it's around management, right? So unfortunately, so many companies are great at training everything except for management skills. I think today I want to talk a little bit specifically about delegation because that's somewhere where a lot of people struggle.
You know, identifying that last problem. So what sort of symptoms or emotions or feelings, Mads, do people have that would signal them, hey, I've got the problem that I heard Mads describe?
Well, I work 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
I spend all my time working in the business. It's always, you have this famous saying that, oh, you should never work in the business, spend your more time working on the business and so on. But reality is most people work way too many hours and they work in the business. They aren't effectively growing the business.
Yeah, well said. So what is the mistake or the mistakes, the group of mistakes that people make, Mads, when they try to solve this feeling, if you will, that you just described? What are the mistakes they tend to make?
I mean, there's quite a few, but I just want to hone in on one specific one today, right? Which is really that, and this is particularly in the online world where people have always been told, build a process, write it down, and then take that task and give it to someone. So fundamentally, the problem is when you delegate tasks, instead of delegating responsibility, you take away ownership. And that leads to lack of results and lack of ability of effective delegation.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. So I know you've thought this through and you've got something fantastic to tell people. So what's one valuable free action that they can take, our listeners can take right now, right today, and move down the road towards solving this problem you described?
Yeah, so again, we are very quick, so I'll do it very briefly, right? The difference between delegating responsibility and delegating a task is instead of telling someone, do this thing this way, you basically talk to them and you say, here's the area of responsibility that I need help with. Here's our process and what we do today. However, you're a smart guy, girl, woman, whichever. Yeah. I want you to own this thing. And then the most important aspect of giving people responsibility is to set clear deliverables, set clear outcomes. So again, the problem when you delegate tasks is you tell them how many times a task have to be done, but that's not an outcome. When you delegate outcome, you're looking at what is the result of the person doing this work. And when you start doing that, so when you start delegating responsibility rather than task, you fundamentally grow your staff much better and much faster.
We got 3 minutes to go, so plenty of time. And that was very, very articulate. I think that probably resonated with quite a few of our listeners. So I know you've thought something up to give us as a present. So Mads, what's one valuable free resource that you can deliver? And what is it? Where would our listeners go to find it? Now we'll hear Mads verbalize this link. We'll also have it here on the podcast in copy, in text. Mads, what is it?
So the free resource I want to share is a free webinar on my website called mattsingers.com. And basically it focuses a lot on delegation and recruitment and so on. But that's really a great place to get started if you want to actually step up your game and improve your management skills and get ready to grow your business. So that's a great
Mads,
resource.
So they go right to your main website.
Yep.
Right
and
there,
it's the
available
first
on the
thing
front
they see.
page. They'll see what you're describing, and it'll be there. What, for a short period of time, forever? What do you typically deliver these?
I love giving free stuff away, so it will be there for a very, very long time.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Now, Mads, I've asked you 6 questions. The question number 7 is, Mads, what's the question that you're hoping that I would ask you? I didn't ask it, so what's that question? And then give us the answer. And we've got 1 minute, 45 seconds to go.
How do I grow my staff effectively? So it kind of ties into delegation again. One secret for a business owner standpoint, if you look at most business owners, if you look at their Skype and their Slack, they're always blinking with questions. One thing you need to learn is never answer questions. If people ask you a question, you want them to answer it. So the way you answer a question is basically ask them a question back, such as, what do you see the options being? What do you think is the right choice? Right? So again, you're trying to help people think. And the problem is, if you answer questions for them, you make it a process subconsciously in their mind. When I have this problem, go ask boss man. And the problem with that is you're going to spend the rest of your life answering a lot of questions. And they don't learn from it. They'll keep asking the same thing because subconsciously they built the process of ask the boss. If you instead ask them, depending on how complicated, right? But what do you see the options being here? And then when they list them out, say, which one do you think is the best choice? If you do just those 2 things, and in 99% of the case, you just tell them to go do what they think is the right thing, unless they're literally going to blow up your business. If you do that, you will develop your staff significantly more, much faster.
Fantastic. So 1 second to go. That's fantastic. So thanks, Mads. Now remember, in closing, we have to focus on this single fact, and that is that businesses do not become extraordinary in a single instance. They get there as a result of the owner learning and applying a proven set of the right mindset, leveraging a business management system, and employing a high performance team. Thank you all very much. Mads, thank you very much.
My pleasure, Bill.